tensions rising?
Well, I think as far as reassurance, they probably feel as reassured as they can feel. Certainly, they feel more reassured with me than they do with other presidents from the past, because nobody's really done the job that they're supposed to be doing. And that's why we're at this horrible situation right now. And it is a very bad situation. It's a very dangerous situation. And it will not continue, that I can tell you. So I think South Korea is very happy, and you don't mention Japan, but I think Japan is very happy with the job we're doing. I think they're very impressed with the job we're doing, and let's see how it turns out.
Mr. President, were you being sarcastic when you thanked Vladimir Putin for expelling 755 diplomats from Russia?
In order to reduce our payroll? Absolutely. I think you know that. I think you know that. We'll see. In fact, I was just speaking to the secretary, and we're talking about coming up with an answer. When, Rex? Tell me.
By September 1st.
By September 1st, we'll have a response. But we have reduced payroll very substantially, yes.
Mr. President, a lot of Americans are on edge with this rhetoric going back and forth between the United States and North Korea. What can you tell them? What you can tell them?
You know what I can say? Hopefully it'll all work out. Okay? Nobody loves a peaceful solution better than President Trump, that I can tell you. Hopefully it'll all work out. But this has been going on for many years. Would have been a lot easier to solve this years ago before they were in the position that they're in. But we will see what happens. We think that lots of good things could happen, and we could also have a bad solution. But we think lots of good things can happen.
What would be a bad solution, sir?
I think you know the answer to that.
Please, when you say bad solution, are you talking about war? Is the U.S. going to go to war?
I think you know the answer to that.
Is Iran abiding by the nuclear agreement in your view?
Well, we have some pretty strong opinions, but I would say that they are certainly not abiding by the spirit of the agreement, and I'd go for really a further step. But I would say that the spirit of the agreement Iran is not abiding by, absolutely.
Staying in that region, do you have the right generals in place right now for the fight in Afghanistan?
Well, we're going to make a determination, Peter, in a very short period of time as to Afghanistan. I've been looking at it. It's our longest war in history, 17 years. That's unacceptable. We will be making decisions, as you know very well. We're looking at that very closely. We talked about it a little bit today. We talked about Venezuela today also, by the way. Venezuela is a mess. It's a very dangerous mess and a very sad situation. But we talked about Venezuela also.
We're a couple weeks into General John Kelly's time as your chief of staff. What have you done differently? What has he done to change the way you act, perhaps, in the way that your White House acts?
Well, I think General Kelly has done a fantastic job. He's a respected person, respected by everybody. Things have come together very nicely. And I have to say, I think probably, and I've gone through this a lot, but I think very, very few presidents have done what we've done in a 6-month period, whether it's optimism in business, whether it's a stock market, whether it's picking up $4 trillion in value with companies and equity, whether it's all of the many things, including a Supreme Court justice, regulations being cut massively. We have, I think it's 48 bills being passed in the I'm talking about legislature, not just executive orders. I think few have done anywhere near what we've done. And we'll work now on tax reform cuts. We'll never stop working on, as you know, health care. That's also working. And we're working on other